Well, we're about to go live. I may have to bump it down a little
So
bit.
we got to hit record too?
Nope.
Or stream does it alone?
Stream, I'll do it. We might lose some frames though. That's what I'm afraid of. But hey, let's just keep rolling until DTC gets fiber over here. Ain't nothing I can do about it. When they get fiber, we won't have any trouble doing this.
Well, we'd like to have some. We'd like to have some. Can you hear us?
A little bit slow.
So you just did that. Just say how live her man.
Just watch and see how this right here does. Give me a mic check.
Mic check. Mic check.
Oh, you're booming. You're booming. You're booming loud and clear.
We need to do a few sample videos. Just make sure we got everything right before we go official live.
We're officially live right now. Coming to you live from Studio G in Hickman, Tennessee. I'm Rusty B.
And this is Paul Martin, and you're in the huddle.
Hut. I got to get that third HUD in there, Paul.
Well, you did.
I know it. It's something that I just have to do. It's mental. I can't, like, it's just it just flows now. We've got this figured out.
All right, well,
And we're going to talk a little bit tonight about some of the players we got. We're going to start with the freshmen and work our way up to the seniors.
we've got a class of 20 freshmen, I read.
Right, we're about to pull up the roster here so Paul can see it, but I've got to.
But we got 20
I got to find
freshmen.
it. Right here we go.
We got 20 freshmen, and I got the news that they had a good week of practice, and the freshmen really pushed hard in practice. I heard they pushed hard and gave the seniors a good workout, and I like to see that moving forward. I like to see a freshman group that comes in, holds their ground, and earns some respect in the locker room. Yeah, I really do. I like to see a freshman class that'll go out there and earn their stripes, you might say.
So these are numbers here this year on the left, or is that just alphabetical order?
I don't know what that is, but it looked different on my phone.
Well, it looked different on mine too.
So I
got a plan. Just calm down. Just calm down.
Because,
You're talking to the guru.
We got to do it a little differently, y'all, because he's giving
Paul don't remember all the players.
He's giving me a list there that looks all jumbled up, and there ain't no way I can get nothing out of that.
We're gonna get something out of it right here.
So we're gonna go look at something different. Hopefully, I can get something out
I'm not sure.
of it.
I gotta go down here and find. Right here's the roster. And we're going to open it up just like this, and now you can read it. So once again, we're going to start off with the freshmen. We're going to let Paul name our coaches and talk a little bit about each one of them.
We are coached.
If you had them in school, if you liked them, if you didn't, give them a thumbs up, thumbs down on camera.
We are coached. Our assistants are.
It's going to take a while. We got several.
We got Jonathan Bush, Adam Shaw, Jonathan Peoples, Davey Baker, Gary Glover, Russell Bennett, Blake Dillingham, Matt Petty, and our head coach is Scott Clemens.
Your favorite teacher.
And he is my all-time favorite teacher of all. Number one.
And you told me the other night.
I've ever had.
We saw one of your old favorite teachers the other night. You said she got a close second.
She did get a close second, but Coach
Miss Angela Bates.
Yeah, Miss Angela Bates.
So a lot of people don't know me and Angela Bates, and she probably don't even know this, that we're kind of kin. We come from one of the same branches of a family tree. But she probably don't know that. But go ahead. I just had to throw that in there.
But she was my second favorite teacher behind Coach Clemens. And
I don't guess I'm kin to any of the others.
First time I met Coach Clemens, though, loved him. Fell in love with the guy right off the bat. First day I met him, Well, I ain't gonna tell that story. The first time I met him, I used to be a troubled young man until I met Coach Clemens.
Troubled. You never did get in trouble in school, did you, Paul?
Yeah, all the time in elementary. But I was a troubled young man, though, so I met Coach Clemens, and he kind of straightened me out. I was shy, didn't talk a whole lot. And,
No way.
man,
You're going to have to put that phone down, see? Who's that?
People add me as a Snapchat friend.
Well, that's good news. Was it a girl?
Amanda added me as a friend.
Your cousin, Amanda.
No, some other
I was just
chick.
wondering if she got out of
Some
jail
other
yet.
chick. Well, yes, she did.
She's out.
She done found her a job again.
Well, that's good. It's good news. It's always positive to find a job and try to do the right thing in life.
But anyhow, Coach Clemens, I was shy as a kid, and I met Coach Clemens, and I never was good at giving a speech until I was in his sociology class, and he just kind of brought my shyness out and made me more vocal, made me realize the talents that I had.
Potential.
And I've got to give most of the credit of this show to Coach Clemens, because without the sociology class and without him giving me the definition of what I'm capable of, none of this would have been possible. So Coach, thank you for In the Huddle, because you're basically the one that created it, because you created me to think of stuff like this.
You created In the Huddle. We done had this discussion. You took full credit for coming up with In the Huddle.
Well, I come up with the idea, and then you helped me.
Actually, you didn't come up with the idea. We shot our first videos in our shop, and they're on a pool table. You remember this?
Yeah.
And you got banned from ever talking to me again because of stuff you said on that video, which was shameful.
Right.
You know I'm gonna give you a hard time about this. And then we kind of reunited, and it just happened to be on a game day. Do you remember that?
Yeah, Hartsville week.
Trousdale County, Hartsville week. And Paul, we started talking about getting back on the internet, and Paul was just like he really missed being live on TV.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden,
I said, you know what? Here you go, Paul. So I flipped my laptop around, put him on camera, and the rest is
history. I found the
history.
headset over on the pool table and decided I'm gonna put it on.
He gave us his thoughts on Trousdale County, and the rest is history, right?
Right.
We started doing it every week.
But
Unless you quit. You quit several times over the years.
Yeah, I've done had, as my buddy Benjamin says, I done had 19 retirement speeches, and they all suck.
Well, first we got to tell everybody we've got a chart we're about to unveil that's got every time Paul's quit on it, which has been a total of about 15 in the last 4 seasons.
Yeah.
No, about 15 times.
And
we've calculated almost every time we've lost, Paul quits. So we've kind of deduced it down. We've got a little pie chart.
And we had a viewer this morning. That's already trying to apply to take my spot. Well, he said he's going to apply to take my spot after the Watertown game because he's scared we might not win. But he said if we should lose that ball game, he said I'm going to be Paul's replacement going into week 2 because I know Paul's going to be ready for retirement 16.
We have like an attendance chart we've come up with, and it's not really stars. You know how you give the little stars for every day somebody shows up and does their work and does all that stuff?
Yeah.
We've got one that's got a bunch of little Johnny paychecks. Do you understand what that means?
Take this job and shove it.
Right. That's just
I ain't working here no more. So instead of giving me the star for showing up,
you get the Johnny paycheck.
I get the Johnny paycheck at least 4 times a year.
Right.
But Reno done told me this year, the minute
you
I quit,
you're done.
I quit, I'm done.
You're done.
That's my pink slip. Not coming back.
No coming back. And I ain't gonna give you a ride to the game on Friday night.
So y'all
You'll have to thumb it.
Y'all, whatever you do, somehow get me through this season where I don't quit.
You're asking the viewers to get you through the season.
Yeah, get me through the season. Make this exciting for me and give me a lot of positive feedback on social media and tell me I'm doing a fine job, even if I totally suck. Tell me I'm doing good so I can move through and keep
just
motivated.
be honest. Honesty's the best policy, Paul.
Yeah, so if you think I suck.
If you tell me I suck, it motivates me to do better. So we're just the opposite. You got to have a pat on the back and
you got to be sucking.
Somebody can tell me I suck and I'll try to get better. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, you got to run down. You got to talk about Coach Clemens, your favorite.
Yeah, and the man
favorite teacher slash coach.
I gave credit for my part of the invention of Huddle.
Right.
Because I would have never.
We've had him on the show before.
Right, I would never even been to Paul Martin UC today if it wasn't for Coach Clemens. So I have to.
I don't know if I was Clemens, I'd be proud of that. But
I have to give him credit for getting me started at my part of Huddle and the guest color commentator or whatever you call me, your cohort, whatever world you call me.
Yeah.
All that goes to him because I was just a shy kid and just didn't talk a lot growing up.
Yeah.
That's why, and I sure made up for it now.
Well, we're going into this. We still got our athletic trainer. That's changed. So what's her name? Carrie
something.
I don't know her name.
The blonde girl.
She's from California. Of course, you got Daniel Welch. He does a lot for the football team.
Right. He's a big part.
Of course, our managers.
What does that say? Lily Turner, Hannah
Hasser. I don't know. It's German.
Kelsey Chapman, Haley Reynolds. I'm about blind. I need to go to Dr. Hassel.
We've got to get Dr. Hassel.
I can't even read these names. Katie Grandstaff. Looks like Natalie Dye. Was that Chloe
Bourbon?
Bourbon.
Do I need to zoom in? I mean, do I need to?
Yeah, you need to make this stuff bigger because I'm blinder than a bat and I can't see this little print.
I don't know if I can.
If we can't make this any bigger, there ain't no way I can read these names.
How about that?
All right, now I can see you.
I'm zoomed in 250%.
Okay, I can see this stuff now, so
I think I need to cut a printer off. It's gonna start self-cleaning here.
All right, so going down the list, we're gonna talk about these freshmen to start with, and
there's a freshman right
there.
there.
What do you know? The first freshman off the list is number 3, our quarterback that's coming up, first-year quarterback, freshman quarterback, Matthew Albritton. And everybody coming into the offseason is excited to find out what this kid can do. And
right.
To be honest,
what's the camera say? That's your audience.
And to be honest with you, I'm gonna give this kid some high expectations. Matt, if you're listening, which you probably will eventually, I want you to take this team to the top because I know you're capable of it.
Right. Well, that kid, if you watched him in junior high, he's a ball player. Right. And, of course, he moved up last year. We had a little backup quarterback, which was Trayson, come down with a hand injury. I can't remember if he broke his hand or something in
the friendship scrimmage.
Uh-huh. And we just so happened the junior high season was over, so they brought him up to play backup, which was a great idea. And he actually got a few snaps last year.
And he threw a touchdown pass in his debut.
He sure did. So, I mean, we expect big things out of this kid, but Paul is going to put a lot of pressure on you to perform, is what he's saying. That's what.
But pressure. What is they say about pressure? It either makes you or breaks you.
Right.
So
it would break you because if you don't get a slap on the back from a pat on the back from saying, "Hey, Paul, you did a great job," even though you sucked.
But I know Matthew Albritton. I had a chance to meet the guy at the junior high game last year, and I had a chance to go out there in the huddle. I was literally in the huddle with him during halftime, and I could see the firepower. And this kid he's a pretty easy kid to fire up, and I believe you get him fired up. He's something to go out there and just break tackles and just be the next Michael Vick running around out there.
Right. I expect big things out of him. I'm not going to put the pressure you're putting on him. If he starts this year, I don't even know who the starting quarterback is. It's going to be.
He's done been announced.
Well, I understand it's going to be him. They're going to give him a shot, but I'm just saying that if you know anything about Gordonsville football, that position is always open. Your job's always on the line, and that's been
when
from
you're a quarterback.
Coaches back before turning forward. You know, your job's always available. If somebody can play it better and prove they can play it better and works harder, they're going to get your spot. But, you know, and that's from quarterback to guard to wherever, Paul. Just that's the way it works.
Moving right on down the list, we got number 4, Mitchell Chapman, and I really don't know this kid.
I don't know this kid. Says he's a running back, the linebacker, so obviously athletic.
The kid's probably athletic and probably talented to be playing running back, linebacker.
I don't know any Chapmans, do you?
No.
I really don't. Tracy Chapman, she sang a song about cars or something. I might even be wrong about that.
I don't know, but it'd be hard for me to come up with a an honest opinion about this kid, and so I'm not going. And I don't really want to give it a.
Hey, the kid's wearing blue and white. He's going to be number 4. I like him. Anybody wears that blue and white is a brother to me.
That's
just
me too. I mean, but the honest truth, the only number 4 I remember in Gordonsville history was Walker Woods, and Walker Woods. So you got big shoes to fill, Mr. Chapman, because Walker Woods wore number 4.
What number was Lee Holmes?
He was number 18, maybe.
18. Didn't we have a number 4 in the?
Well, we had Walker Woods, I know, and that's
during the championship year. Didn't we have a number 4?
Was Cowboy McCoy a 4 too?
I think he was.
Well, see, Mitchell
number
Chapman,
4 is a good number.
Mitchell Chapman, you got a good number.
Big shoes to fill.
And you've got big shoes to fill, because all the famous people that's ever wore the number 4 before you,
both of them,
Walker and Cowboy McCoy, both. These were two athletic ball players that went out there and made a statement and made a name for themselves. So
I was thinking McCoy was number 4.
That's what I thought too.
Right.
But
well, let's move along to.
Now we're moving right on down to Will Dudley.
Will Dudley. And
I did see some footage on this guy in junior high, and this kid is he's playing tight end, and that's what he played in junior high.
Right.
And he caught some balls in junior high, and he's a special athlete. So and he's also Amy Dudley's boy.
Right, Amy Manning used to be at the drugstore up there. She sponsored us, got us a few shirts one time.
Right.
That was we appreciate that, didn't we?
We did.
Not many people have a 3X.
Right.
But
I think I still got that. And
we both wear 3X
so often still.
Right, I've wore mine out.
But I'm excited. I'm excited about Will Dudley, because I think we can throw this kid some bones, and he can go down the field and trot for about 30 or 40 yards for us.
Right,
So.
and I think it's going. I look forward to that. It says he plays tight end and linebacker.
Right, Will Dudley's one of the ones I'm excited about coming up, because I've seen him play. But
I'm really excited about this whole freshman class. I mean, they've got a good class coming.
Yeah, and I already heard that they're really pushing the seniors in practice and to get better. And
that's good.
And they having a good week of practice, and they're really putting out. So, Tanner Pearson, number 10. You know anything about this kid?
I don't. I thought you studied all this.
I hadn't been to a practice.
Well, it says Tanner Pearson is a quarterback and a defensive back. Obviously, athletic once again.
Right.
Little guy, and if he plays quarterback, obviously, kind of a bad position to be in if you're a quarterback, because
you get killed out on the field.
No, not that. We have a freshman quarterback that's going to start, so
it's not very likely that 2 freshmen are going to be. That a freshman would be a backup to a freshman.
But when you look at it, you look at I guess the old Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboy wanted them all. He didn't want one quarterback. He wanted all of them. You know, we got to have every quarterback.
But what's the chances though if one freshman goes down, we could literally have another freshman step in. But that's a good sign though if it goes like that, because at least you get more than one freshman to work out, and if you get enough of them in the game, then eventually you're going to have a pretty good team time to get to be juniors and seniors, because they're getting all this experience.
But Tanner Pearson, I don't know any Pearsons.
I don't either.
That's spell it P-I-E-R-S.
Moving on down the list, number 11. I did watch this guy.
We obviously know a lot of these freshmen can play football because they won the championship last year, didn't they?
Yeah.
And the year before that, they got second and they smashed the trophy because it wasn't good enough.
Right.
Well, we wanted gold.
And we got it.
So this class obviously fighters. I mean, probably not going to be many kids out there on the field that are freshmen that aren't going to progress and be good ball players down the road. But
number 11, Peyton Clymer. That is the guy. That is the guy last year.
Wide receiver, linebacker.
That's the guy last year that in the junior high championship that I dialed up a play for right before the half.
You
when
did.
It was 0-0. It was Peyton Clymer. He was number 24 in junior high, and the kid literally caught the ball and strided about 40 or 50 yards for a touchdown. So I know this guy's athletic. Watched him play, and he was trotting down through there, and they wasn't nobody within 15 yards of him from the Bulldogs.
Except you.
except me.
I
was running
remember.
stride for stride with him.
You were stride for stride with him coming down that track up there at Salina.
Yep.
So
Peyton Clymer is an athletic kid and can run really, really fast. Because I found that out when he about gave me a heart attack trying to keep up with him in Clay County. Heart attack. But he did score the touchdown.
We saw you coming and cleared the path, you know.
I think I blocked for him and scared him because they were Salina's guys and they didn't know it. They want to get away. Afraid I was going to get on the field after them.
Right.
But I blocked for him, wasn't even on the field. All right, the next freshman, this is another impact player in junior high. This kid, his name's Hunter Harvey, and I watched this kid get 4 tackles in 1 quarter at a junior high game.
That's impressive.
Year. So Hunter Harvey's another guy that I wouldn't be afraid to put in at linebacker and some sub roles.
Well, they got this kid. He's going to be number 14. They got him as a running back and a defensive lineman. That's an odd combination. Unless he's going to be nose guard. You see what I'm saying? Usually your DLs, your defensive line is going to be
that's kind of
beefy
weird.
guys, but he might be a quick, you know what I'm saying? He may be quick like a nose guard.
Well, I remember him, and he ain't too...
because we don't have the position really dialed
He's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 200, 220 pounds.
Is he quick? I mean...
Well, yeah, I mean, when he played linebacker last year and had 4 tackles in 1 quarter, he was literally getting on the pile going.
Right.
So I'm real excited about Hunter Harvey, and I think we could actually put him in some spots as sub roles and not be lacking.
Right. So... Andrew Williams is also a freshman. I don't know him.
I don't either.
Can't say a lot about it. I know my neighbor's a Williams, Alex.
Yeah.
Alex Williams once scored a 98.5-yard touchdown. He was a half-yard shy of getting in the record book.
Well, maybe this is some kin to Alex because this is a wide receiver right here. And
Salina had us pinned deep. This was the year after I graduated. Salina had us pinned deep. We threw a little slant route to Alex. Stacy Woodard connected with him, and he took it 98.5 yards. I don't know why they didn't give him 99, because it was on the 1. But officially, he's not in the record books. That ain't been done much. But Andrew Williams, you know...
wide receiver.
We got a lot of Williams
DB.
around. Wide receiver, defensive back. We got a lot of Williams around here. There are Williams everywhere in this county.
From the looks of us having a lot of freshmen, we may be starting some of these freshmen in the line.
How many freshmen did you say we had?
20.
Wow.
And our team's only 44
That's impressive.
players.
That's
we
impressive.
We got a 44-player field, so we're basically at times going to be seeing some of these guys pop into the roster.
That is impressive, though, and that's good for the future of football. But
I wouldn't be afraid to put some of these guys in a game and sub them in and let them get some work.
Right. The quicker you get them young guys in, sometimes the better. I hope we're done by halftime with our starters and, you know, don't get them beat up along the season. So playoff time, they're ready to go.
Andrew Williams, it's with the Williams connection.
We'll learn about these kids as we go on and
right. And
more
then
about their capabilities.
Then we'll have a better show of talking about the ones we don't know because we'll be able to have an idea of what we see, right?
Right. Next, we got Aiden Woods. He's going to be number 27, wide receiver and defensive back. Do you know anything about Aiden Woods?
Never met him either.
The name sounds athletic. We've had some Woods that's played up here at Gordonsville before.
Yep.
You was talking about Walker Woods.
Walker might be a distant relative.
When I played, I think I might have been a freshman. Michael Woods. He was as tough as they come.
So Mr. Aiden,
he might be kin to those Woods.
Mr. Aiden here's got a family legacy to hold.
You got Doc Woods. I mean, I don't know if you know him. That was from the 80s.
He's got a family legacy of Woods to name to hold.
Right, and you got what was it, Megan? She was a Woods before.
Yeah.
That line. I mean, you got.
There's a big lineage of Woods out
right,
here.
We've got several Woods.
So I mean, and Walker being one, a wide receiver, he was a standout athlete. So.
Right, not many Martins around here. There's a few over in Defeated, Pleasant Shade, ain't there?
Yeah. So I expect Aiden to carry.
You sure you're not supposed to be from Carthage?
No.
You sure?
Positive.
Okay, just checking.
I just hope Aiden can hold his end of the bargain and carry on the name.
Right.
28.
Austin Schaefer.
This right here.
I've heard you talk about this kid, Paul.
Right
he must
here,
be one of your heroes as a freshman.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Jonathan Peoples earlier. I was talking to Coach Jonathan Peoples earlier, and I told him, I said, Coach, here's what you need to do. if you gave Jalen Brown quite a few carries and he's a little beat, go give the ball about 3 or 4 carries a game to this Austin Schaefer kid, and I don't think you're gonna go wrong, because I think that kid's very electric. He's very athletic, and I expect if you give him 3 or 4 carries a game, I expect him to break a big one for you. Just take off running for the sideline about 30 or 40 yards. So put that Schaefer kid in the game in some of the formations and let him run and give some of our older guys a little bit of a breather.
Well, Paul, I just got a little bit of intel that you might be interested in.
What's that?
This kid right here, Aiden Woods.
Uh-huh.
He's got big shoes to fill. You know who his dad is?
Who?
Take a wild guess. He's a Woods. You just mentioned him like 4 times.
Walker
Woods.
That is the son of Walker Woods.
That's the legend, the man, the myth, the legend that you always talk about. You always speak highly of Walker Woods.
And Aiden is his son.
Right.
All right, Aiden, and yes, you definitely have big shoes to fill in. Filling your daddy's legacy.
Right. So that kid's probably going to be pretty athletic. I mean, I don't know a lot about these freshmen other than the butt kicking I watched them give Salina. Because they played ball like they wanted to win.
Yeah, Aiden Woods probably going to be an athletic kid, and Austin Schaefer.
Another one going to be athletic.
He's electric. He's speed. He's got good moves, and the kid is literally going to break one for a touchdown if they even give him the opportunity. And I wouldn't be shy as a coach if I was a coach, which I'm not a coach, and I don't admit to be a coach. But if I was a coach, I'd give him 3 or 4 carries a game just to see what he can do.
Let's scroll back up. Here we go. We was talking about this kid here. I got some more intel.
Oh, Tanner Pearson?
I heard we kicked a pretty long field goal the other day in practice. Like we had this kid kicking a long distance.
He's the field goal kicker too,
Right.
even though that ain't listed.
Right. We had to get somebody a hold of this roster here. Get Brad Sykes. Go ahead and fix this field goal kicker. Maybe put a height and weight on it where we'll know.
All right. Thomas Greenhall.
We'll see. I bet that's Tom Greenhall's son that played at Carthage. He's about the same age I am. And that kid was tough. Tom
Running
was
back
tough.
linebacker.
He's probably going to be a tough kid. Guarantee it.
Well, I know Petty's real high on this Greenhall kid because I remember hearing during the junior high season, Petty was saying things like Greenhall.
Right.
I don't remember seeing the guy carry the ball or seeing any of his athleticism. But if Coach Petty's high on the kid, then the kid must be athletic, and really good player.
Right.
If that's all that ever come out of Petty's mouth, about 90% of the time, it's this Greenhall kid.
Greenhall.
So I'm excited to see Greenhall unleashed if he's that kind of athletic kind of guy that Coach Petty's high on him.
Well, he's number 42. I could be wrong, but I think his dad played at Carthage, which was Tom Greenhall. And I also think he wore number 42 or something. I was thinking he was in the 40s. This is just the stuff you remember when you're a kid, you know.
Yeah.
Andrew Hughes. We got a couple Hugheses around here. Michael Hughes might be his son.
Yeah.
I don't know some of these kids. I thought you was gonna do your homework, Paul.
Well, I don't have nobody to help me.
Well, I promise we'll learn them before this season's out.
We will learn
these kids.
But
And we're probably gonna be talking about a few of them, of these freshmen on the show, right?
Yeah, because they're gonna get some play time.
But it's got Andrew Hughes, the offensive line, defensive line.
Yeah, and I actually played for a Hughes boy on my team, Huggy Hughes.
Huggy Hughes.
And one of the meanest,
Ugliest.
one of the meanest, most intense players you would ever play on a team with, and he was vocal too. He was kind of our vocal leader.
Right.
The guy would literally holler at you when you was doing good, just to keep you doing good. If you was out there beating the team's brains out, he'd holler at you and tell them they still got brains left. You need to crush them.
That's gonna be J.B. Hughes' brother. You remember J.B. Hughes that played last year?
So Andrew Hughes is his brother.
Right.
So you're getting sources right now as we go.
I've got intel. I got a person on the line that's about to go to bed probably. I mean, it's pretty late.
Right.
We waited a little bit late to do this. Of course, the reason is those signs behind you there for Wilson Central. I had to stay up and do them because they start back to school tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, this episode of Huddle, where we don't really know a lot of these kids, it might be a little late.
Well, we've obviously got listeners because I'm getting intel as we're going down through this list.
All right, tell us about Connor Glover.
That would be Andrea, and Ronnie Hughes. That's their son. Twink.
Don't know them
Don't
either.
know.
Do
You don't know him?
You know them?
Yeah.
I don't.
Jalen Brown. That's his stepbrother.
Oh, the Andrew
Right.
Hughes?
There you go. We'll be mentioning him later, probably. All right. And any more freshmen? Connor Glover. You got to know who Connor Glover is.
Is that Coach Glover?
There's two legendary Glovers around here that I know of from the Gornsville side of the river.
Shannon Glover?
No, I don't know him. You know him?
Yeah, he's a
You just make that
player.
up.
He's a baseball player.
Don't know him.
Coach Glover, that coached our football team and still does, is that his son?
I believe it is.
Connor Glover.
Right.
Offensive lineman.
My daughter's in this class. You'd think I'd know some of these kids.
But you don't.
Yeah, sometimes I think she might just go eat lunch by herself, and I mean, I don't know. She's got a small circle. But Connor, offensive line, defensive line.
Yep. Where's number 56?
Right, Gary and Greg would be his uncle. You saw some of them highlights from the '88 we watched.
Hard nosed.
Greg Glover was all over the field. He could run, catch, kick.
He was hard.
He did it all. I think he filled the Gatorade coolers before each game.
Yeah.
And so the Glovers obviously got some good football genes.
I wonder if it's Anthony Farnsworth kid right here. It's Kendall Richard.
I would guarantee it.
Because Richard Farnsworth was
Richard
crazy.
we called him the Apache. Right. Richard was like a warrior.
That may be Richard Farnsworth's kinfolk. It might even be his son.
Right. I'm pretty sure it is.
Anthony Farnsworth.
Richard was a go-getter. I know his dad. You know, I have big expectations for that kid if he's anything like him. Maybe that's Kyler I'm thinking of. But they may have two kids. I don't know.
But we do remember the Farnsworth name.
Maybe that's the name I know, and it's just showing Anthony over here.
And he's also wearing Heinz 57 sauce number, which was legendary Jake Heinz number.
That name and number combination would be legendary in Gornsville.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can nickname this Farnsworth kid Heinz 57 sauce.
But he's an offensive lineman, defensive lineman.
And then we got Elkins, and
Ethan
I don't know
Elkins.
No Elkins around here.
You know, the only name I've ever heard mentioned was Tilford Elkins, and I think he used to call the games.
You think it could be his son?
Several years ago. I don't know. I would think that maybe a grandson or something. I don't know.
And he is wearing Hoagie's legendary number. So Ethan Elkins, if you take the field with that number, you just got to go completely crazy because your Hoagie's spitting the image.
So he's got big shoes to fill too.
Yeah, he's got to be crazy.
I mean, they learn about the legends that of the past
that wore their number.
Right. I mean, every time as a guy on the hill on Friday night. Standing on the hill, when I seen a number 35, I got excited and want to know who that kid was.
Yeah.
And I'm sure these guys, if they wore number 58 or whatever.
Well, Hoagie's ain't been coming to the games because last I heard he was in the Air Force or somewhere, and who knows where. But I'm just gonna tell you, Mr. Elkins, Hoagie's was one crazy sucker, and he was the kind of guy that would cut your guts out and then sit there and eat it because he's so crazy enough to literally eat your guts on the sideline just for the
hard nose,
just for the thrill of doing it.
Right, Lucas Roberts, you obviously know who that is.
Yep.
Right. Gonna be an athlete.
He's
pretty athletic kid,
he's athletic,
right?
And he'll dive in there hard and go after him.
Right.
He's an attack kind of player, and
wore them wild thing glasses when he played ball. I remember that.
Yeah.
Baseball. Yeah.
Very good.
Right.
64 though, I don't remember anybody having that number, but till him.
Let's say go Travis Vaden. He wore 64.
And we know that he was an athlete.
He was.
And a wild thing.
Wild man, right? Like he'd break your horse after the game. He didn't care.
Right.
Yeah, he's just straight up country boy tough.
Yep.
So big shoes to fill with that number as well.
Yep. Moving on down the line.
Bryson Cripps, a familiar name.
That is the younger brother of Leighton Cripps, and I believe that might be Bobby's son, Bobby Cripps' son.
I believe you're right.
I believe him and his brother both on this team. We'll talk about him a little bit later on.
Right, Bryson. big expectation for him too. Bobby, their dad, was a great ball player. He's a good blocker.
Right. What number was their dad? Do you have any
I think Bobby was 62. He played. He played when I did. He was an underclassman.
We'll come to it a little bit later on, and that's actually his older son's number now. But
right.
But Bryson, we're going to expect him to carry the Crips name as well.
Right.
And come up and even carry his older brother's legend in when his older brother graduates.
Right. So another good name for going for football. I mean,
the Crips name.
Right.
Cabin. David Caban.
David Caban. I don't know much about him. I'm not going to lie. I don't know any Cabans. I don't know how you spell that. How you pronounce it.
I guess Caban. We'll just go with Caban.
We'll go with Caban. Offensive line, defensive line, going to be number 72.
Jonathan Fan.
Jonathan Fan.
Right off the bat, I think of 72. I think of Jonathan Fan. And Jonathan Fan was a beefy guy that would literally kick the ball, punt the ball, and go hit you.
He had a club for a right leg, didn't he?
Yeah, Jonathan Fan was a big name. The Fan name, period. Was
when I think back to number 72s, I think of I got a good friend, old Jeremy Pittman, Booty. He wore number 72. The guy could bench press 400 pounds. So if we can get this David Caban to bench press 400, we'll set the bar there.
Right.
I think it was maybe 415, which is impressive. Another number 72 that was legendary was Frankie Rollins. You know.
Yep.
Frankie Rollins. You saw him on some of the old clips from '88 that we put on YouTube. I mean, he was all over the field too as a linebacker. He was mean.
Yeah.
Just a mean.
72's got a long legacy.
I can tell you a story about Frankie Rollins. You know, he tragically died in a car accident. You know, when he was young. But he once fell through our roof, our ceiling in our living room.
Don't tell me. Don't say that.
Just like Paul Martin did.
That's it. That brings back memories that Michael's going to be listening to this. He's going to say, well, he ain't the only crazy guy that did that.
You fell straight through Michael Armstead's roof from the attic.
Yep.
So he was good friends. Frankie Rollins was good friends with all my cousins, and they were playing hide and go seek in my mom and dad's house, and just
was he around during the Michael Armstead, or did Michael probably wasn't even old enough?
He probably wasn't old enough to remember. But every great legend at Gornsville's fell through a roof. You and Frankie Rollins.
Are we the only two legends?
I don't know. I'm sure somebody else has, but I mean, you literally fell plumb through the roof. Did you come out the same hole you went in? Did you go back up into the attic, or did you just fall?
Yeah, I went right back up into the attic after Michael somehow pulled me out.
That had to be. Did he have a come along or something up there, attached to the rafters, or how did he get you out of there?
By hand. So that tells you
Michael's pretty stout.
So that tells you Michael Armstead's a pretty strong guy, because he didn't think he could pull it off, and he pulled it off with quite ease.
Right.
Why do we have two number 75s? That don't make no sense.
Maybe I tell you what, we'll have a challenge match. We got two 75s.
I tell you what we need to do then. If we got two number 75s, we need to put these two kids in a battle, and whoever loses that battle,
in the ring.
Whoever loses that battle is getting 66 as their number, as their new number.
Sounds good. Loser gets 66, huh?
The loser is going to be Paul Martin's old number, because they ain't a 66 on the roster, and whoever loses this battle is taking over the 66.
All right, so we got the Refrigerator Perry, David Caban wearing 72. 75, we got Drew Agee and Aiden Davis.
Yep. Until they have a battle to decide who's going to take the 66.
Right. So loser gets 66. Forced to wear it.
Yep.
All right.
For a whole season.
Well, Drew Agee's probably got one of the sweetest mullets. Have you seen his mullet, Paul?
I have, and he actually told me that the kids threatened to cut his mullet off. And I told him, I said, you stand your ground. Don't you ever let a man cut your...
Those are fighting words.
Don't you ever let a man cut your mullet off, because you take pride in your mullet and don't let them cut it off, or you fight them to death over that thing.
Keep the mullet. Did you ever have a mullet? You always had a flat top, right?
I used to have a rat tail.
Did you? How long did you get?
I got pretty long in the back.
Maybe 6-8 inches, or
yeah, something like that.
Well, that's pretty sweet. What year was that? About
That was
92,
back-
93.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
That's impressive.
But Drew Agee is,
Your hero. You Snapchatted him the other day, Paul.
I blowed his phone.
You killed the kid's battery.
I killed his battery. I blowed his phone completely up, and I don't know.
I have to be honest here.
I just like Drew Agee. He's been a good kid for a long time, and he's carrying on the Agee legacy.
Agee's got some legendary. I hope he's as tall as Butch and as stocky as Scott, and this kid will be a beast. If you could combine them two,
O-line and linebacker.
right, and he's probably going to be a mean one. Of course, Aiden Davis, I don't know much about that kid.
Me neither.
Davis, when I think of Davis, we do got a Davis kid that he came out last year, 3 or 4 games into the season. You didn't see him much, but he's going to be a ball player. He will probably be a great ball player this season. You're going to see a stud on the field in him. Could be kin to him. Another Davis we got on the team, Trayson. I don't know if they're kin, maybe. I don't know much. I don't know, but they got the Davis name. My wife, her grandmother's a Davis. Good genes, good looking. So
we expect.
I had to throw that in there.
Expect
Her
this
tacos, nachos are delicious.
So we expect this Davis kid to be a good-looking kid and fine, handsome,
Right.
and athletic.
All right, we got Dalton Dillard. Of course, you know him. He's about 6'9", freshman. I mean, I don't know how tall that kid is. He's a big kid.
That's correct, and he is Josh
He
Dillard.
can reach the pedals on a full-size Dodge truck.
And that is Josh Dillard's son,
Right,
and Amanda Dillard.
right. And he's gonna be a ball player. Down the road, I think you're gonna see these guys.
He may be the tallest player on the whole team too, because he's super tall, ain't he?
Right,
He may even be taller than the seniors, right?
right.
So Dalton, I tell you what, if we put you in the game at D lineman, I'll tell you what I do.
This is gonna be a 3-hour episode.
I'll tell you what I do with you, Dalton. And since you're like 6'9", I put you on the daggum block field goal team.
Just stand him up in the middle,
just
holding his
stand
hand
you
up.
up in the middle until you put your hands up, and there ain't no way they kicking over you.
If he can hold Drew Agee on his shoulders, just get up there and stand on his shoulders, maybe we could get
This is
something.
an idea for Dalton Dillard, though, Coach. Put him on the field goal blocking team and tell him just put his hands
Just
up,
stand up.
and they ain't got a chance in the world of making a field goal on that kid.
I don't know how tall that kid is. He's gonna be a big kid.
And tell him if he blocks it, swat it over to the speed guy and let him take off running.
Right.
Don't you try to run one back, because that's a bad idea. Just knock it over to Scotch and Washer, and he'll take care of the rest.
And he's gonna be wearing your double sevens. You like them double sevens on the pick threes, right?
Yep.
So there you go. You
So
like
you
nines
can't-
and sevens, so
That's right. So you can't go wrong with Dalton Dillard.
can't go wrong.
LaDainian
Crawford. I know of LaDainian Crawford. I know his dad, Randy Crawford. He's a wheeler and a dealer. He likes trade cars, and
Maybe this kid likes to trade helmets, and maybe he likes to knock helmets in the dirt.
right. He's probably gonna be a tough kid.
Yeah.
I know his dad's pretty. He's pretty outgoing.
Right.
He's a good guy though. All right, so now let's just go backwards here since we're here. Let's go to here's a 10 right here. Jordan Gentry, sophomore. This is starting their sophomore class. I don't know if we missed any freshmen. We could have. I don't know. I think we're good on that. Let's go to Jordan Gentry. Do you know anything about him?
No.
Know any Gentrys?
Matt Gentry.
Matt Gentry was a speed demon. I don't think there's many people around that. Matt's 40-year-old, and he can probably still outrun half that team. I guarantee it.
And he can sell him some real estate too.
He could sell them some real estate.
Maybe the football team coming in on Friday night, he can sell them some real estate.
I like real estate agents. I need to sell that guy some signs. That's what I need to do. But I don't know if there's.
getting this idea going.
I don't know.
Matt Gentry some real estate.
Well, typically they come to me.
Signs.
Like people come to me.
Well, he probably would give you some business. If you,
He might.
If you
I'd
talk
cut him a
this
deal.
up.
I'd cut him in the Huddle deal.
If
Matt Gentry would-
if you're listening, Matt Gentry, we'll sell you some signs and we'll cut you a deal in the Huddle deal if you're listening.
Right, but I don't know much about Jordan Gentry. I went to school with a DJ Gentry, and I think he had an older brother. Of course, we had Roger Gentry. Remember Roger Gentry? You don't remember Roger
I
Gentry?
don't remember much of nobody.
Son, Roger Gentry was a legend. He played in the early 90s. Through that team, late 80s, early 90s.
Can we tell it? Well,
But Jordan Gentry's going to be wearing number 70. He's an offensive line, defensive lineman. What was you going to tell him about?
in case y'all didn't know, the news broke today that my cohort over here is going to be on the radio this year. So
that's true. Pat announced that. We're on in the huddle right now. We're not on 104's dime.
all right.
They said we pay more.
I just thought I'd let everybody know that I already know.
I tried to barter, but I'm not gonna lie. I tried to get 2 per diems. I was gonna put get me on the radio and then Reno Bun. Try to get paid double, but they didn't buy it. So
Randall Crossland.
That's got to be one of the 15 that Dennis has. I don't know.
It is one of Dennis's kids, and Dennis.
Great man, great person.
Yep.
You won't find no better.
He's actually a minister down there in Hickman at the what is Presbyterian Church, or is that what it's called, a Presbyterian? I think so.
Every Crosland I know, from Jared Crosland to Pee Wee to Gander, you know Gander. We call him Gander. That's Jared's daddy. Every Crosland I know, Paul, if you take your fist and punch them in the nose, they're so hard nose your fist would break. They're tough. You know, it's a good family name for football.
They're a tough breed. Right.
So he's a sophomore, going to be offensive linebacker. Right. He's definitely going to be tough if he's a Crosland. So let's go to James Pittman. We just talked about Bodie Pittman and how much he could bench press. I doubt he ever eclipses his dad's record, but we're going.
Is that his dad, James Pittman?
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure James is Jeremy's son.
But he's
got to be tough.
Even if he ain't, we still don't know that he'll ever reach James.
If he reaches 415, I want to watch it.
But I'd like to see a lot of these young people and even the older guys get strong in the weight room and press some.
Well, they've got Coach Dillingham now. He's working with them, and I think that's kind of helped.
I did see on Facebook where on like a team page or something, some of the guys doing the box squats where they literally.
Show us how to do a box squat, Paul. Do you know how to do one?
Well, you gotta get down on the box and you gotta come up.
Show us how to do. Is that how you do it?
I'm already wore out.
You ain't even got no weight on your shoulders.
I ain't.
Let's go back in the camera.
I literally ain't got no weight on my shoulders, but I'm wore out doing 3 box squats with no weight.
Well, James Pittman, he's probably going to be a great ball player. Scott Pittman was his brother, and Scott was as tough as they come.
So he ain't got no choice to be.
I've got high expectations. I got high expectations of that kid too. Josh Hare, wide receiver, defensive back. I've heard my son talk about him, say he's one cool kid, but I know again, I don't know a lot of these kids.
I don't, but so until we go to the scrimmage on Friday and look at some of these kids, we don't even know what to talk about.
I hope we get a good look at them. We got a hole in your pants.
Yeah, in the crotch.
Well, don't stand up no more. You didn't rip them doing squats, did you?
No, I think they were real.
Are you sure?
And I wear these dang things around every day to work in. So
well, listen, my daughter over the summer, she's become a little old lady and she can sew now, so we'll get them fixed for you one day.
I wore them work for the last month, and nobody don't ever say nothing about the crotch in my britches. So I guess I'm all right. Maybe they ain't noticed.
We'll get a needle and thread and fix that. They are doings will blow.
Josh Hurd, good kid.
Right, he's gonna be wearing number 34.
Walter Payton.
Payton, the sweetness. That's what
we just go ahead and nickname. The legendary Walter Payton, which is my all-time hero of all football players. The Chicago Bear, the Walter Payton, the man that for the years had the record on running back.
This guy would run through you. He could juke you.
So if Josh Hare if Josh Hurd will catch the ball and run like Walter Payton when he gets the ball, we may have a running back change before the year's over.
I mean, that kid,
because we may move this guy up to a running back if he runs like Walter Payton and puts the club on somebody.
Right. Cole Henry. Do you know any Henrys?
Yeah, Ryan Henry used to be on my football team, and he was a nose guard. And well, this guy ain't a nose guard, but
he's a running back linebacker.
Maybe he could be moved to one any time.
Usually, when you say the running back linebacker combo, it's a pretty good athlete.
But Cole Henry, if he's anything like Ryan Henry, he'll be an athlete, and he'll be able to make it happen out there.
Be pretty hard nosed. Was Ryan Henry hard nosed?
Yeah.
Good deal. That's what we want. I'd rather have 100 or 20 hard nosed kids as I had 100 athletic kids that just were individuals. You get a hard nosed kid and they'll fight for each other.
Yeah.
Cameron Dyer. I've heard big things out of Cameron Dyer. That's Jason Dyer. Owns Dyer Heating and Cooling. That's his son. Cameron's a drag racer. He don't like to come in second, obviously. Of course, in drag racing, that's the worst you can finish, I suppose.
Looks like this kid's going to play some tight end for us.
Right, and defensive back. I heard he's pretty athletic.
They may be a tight end battle. Well, I don't think it's going to be a tight end battle because I already see the guy that probably play tight end.
Right. Well, down the road, I mean, this kid's just a sophomore. If he sticks with football, but I've heard some good things out of him. So he's going to be wearing number 12.
Zach Medley,
the only guy. He returned the kickoff one time. You ever heard this story? Yeah, somebody kicked the ball and just, the ball was live.
And they just stopped and gave up on it?
I think the ball never even went 10 yards, but Zach just picks it up and takes off running with it and takes it to the house.
Because he's the only one alert on the whole field that it's live and he can just run.
Right. I mean, he's got knowledge. He's a Medley. Right.
That looked like something I'd do. Everybody, I'd be like, well, they ain't even chasing me, so I might well go score.
Right. I believe you could have probably scored.
Because they weren't even ready.
You'd have probably done been over there getting a drink of water.
By the time it took him in the end zone. Because it probably took him about 12 seconds.
No, you probably wouldn't even know it was live. You don't know the rules too good. That's what I'm saying. You probably would have already been headed back to the sideline.
Only way I would have known that ball was. The only way I would have picked it up and run with it if it had been a big old chicken bone.
Probably.
So they tell me it's a chicken bone. Grab the chicken and run with it, and I take off.
All right, so
Dyer.
I expect big things out of him in the future. I think, reading these freshmen and sophomore, that's the future going to football, and they're going to be some athletes. They got a very good football team. Zyshawn Andrews, we seen him last year.
Yeah.
He's going to be a big kid. Athletic.
Yeah.
Got him at tight end and defensive line. Probably going to be like a defensive end.
And we know the most famous running back of all time, second to Brad Cowan, wore number 9.
If Zyshawn Andrews had number 9,
if he had
speed,
number 9 Ryan George speed,
there'd probably be Nick Saban would probably be in the audience on Friday nights up here watching going to football.
They would if Zyshawn was Ryan George speed.
Right, but good athletic kid. We know he can catch. Even when he was in junior high, I remember he was catching some balls, and Petty liked him because he's a big target. So expect big things out of him in the future too.
You know anything about Robert Davis?
Robert Davis the Fourth. I know one thing about Robert Davis the Fourth.
What?
That there is a Robert Davis the Third. There's a Robert Davis the Second, and there's a Robert Davis. That's what I know about him. I really don't, like I said, I don't know.
Well, then he's down a lineage of Robert Davis's, so that tells me that the kid must be a legend if he's the 4th in the line of great three great Robert Davises to come before him.
Right. That makes genealogy. I'm a genealogist. I love doing it.
So
that makes it really easy to trace family members.
So you want to study into this family lineage that he's the 4th of something and try to figure out his line.
Right.
And you probably could do it if you studied long enough. Figure out his line of Robert.
I guarantee you. Right.
And you literally could find out every one of these kids and their family just by linking a tree, couldn't you?
I guarantee. I followed your family tree. I posted a guy's picture that looked just like you, and you denied you was even from him. Do you remember this?
Yeah. Robert Davis the fourth. We've got to figure out who the other Robert Davises are, just so we can get the people an idea of this.
Yeah.
Anyway, Robert Davis the fourth. He is a wide receiver and a DB. So evidently his whole family was. Wait a minute.
He's gonna be wearing number 8.
No, if he's wearing number 8, then that's Trayson Davis, and his real name's Robert. That is Trayson, and his real name's Robert.
It took you a minute, Paul.
Trayson Robert Davis the fourth.
We should call him something different. Bob is short for Robert, so let's call him Bob Davis this season.
So that means he owns Wendy's now?
Hey, Bob Davis.
Bob Davis sounds like a restaurant. Oh, that's Bob Evans. That sounds like a restaurant on the Bob Davis.
That's sausage, ain't it?
I don't know, but Bob Davis sounds like a restaurant.
Hey, a guy named Dave owned Wendy's, Dave Thomas.
Bob Davis.
Oh,
don't make it sound like it. Y'all let me know later on.
It's going to be a fun season. It's going to be a fun season.
Let us know about Bob Davis if that don't sound like a man that would own a restaurant.
I'm probably going to say Bob Davis the fourth now on the radio. But when you think about it, it makes a lot of sense.
Just
Paul.
say Trayson, because that's what he goes by.
I get this, but listen, let me explain something about. We'll go back to genealogy. I'll teach you a little something. I know 2 people named Trey that are the third. Okay, you got Paul Harris. He named his kids in, you know what I'm saying, Paul Harris Sr., Paul Harris Jr., Paul Harris the third, who goes by Trey, which is the number 3 in Spanish, right? I'm not saying they're Spanish. I'm just saying, like, you look confused. But if Trey Davis, his daddy's a third,
then his daddy will probably be the second. His daddy will probably be the first.
Right, there you go. So you're learning as we go here.
So Trey Davis is technically the third.
Right, so that takes care of all the sophomore class, right? We expect big things out of Trayson Davis. We've seen a lot of him last year.
Yeah.
Jet sweep. You've already called the jet sweep. Get him the football.
Yeah, get that kid the football any way you can, and I believe he's going to make something happen. And he's also a good DB. Yeah, he's also a good DB. He proved that last year. He was all over the field.
That kid's he's got a nose for the football. He's going to find it. And then defensively, that's what you want.
He's out there and he's also the guy that's going to pull the wagon for us. That's part of the thing. I holler pull the wagon, and Tracy pulls it.
He pulls the wagon. All right, so let's go on down. We got first junior. Here's Luke Manning, number 5. He's a tight end and linebacker.
Don't know him.
I don't know a lot about Luke Manning, but I the Manning name around here. We've got
well, Thomas Manning come from the Mannings.
Who's Thomas Manning?
Well,
Is this some historical?
Manning, but Thomas Wright come from the Manning genes. So his family was some Manning legacy. So just the fact that he's got some Manning in his genes means this kid needs to be athletic and carry on Thomas's tidy legacy.
We're not trying to get off on race or nothing here, Paul. But we got in this county, we got white Mannings and we got black Mannings.
Right.
And I guess if we could see what color Luke is, we could know which line he came from.
Yeah, but I'm not talking. This ain't a racial thing.
I get that. I'm just saying,
I'm just saying that Thomas was a great athlete. He was a tight end, and this kid has got a big shoes to fill in the Manning lineage.
Speaking of Mannings, we got to get Terry out here to get our internet going where we can blast this in 720p.
Well, how do we know this ain't Terry's kid?
I just know. It's his kid, Jalen. He played at Carthage.
Oh, okay.
You talk about athlete.
See, the Manning legacy goes way back.
Right, but Luke, I believe he had a sister that, I think she went to Carthage to play softball, if I'm not mistaken.
And she was an athlete?
Right, and I'm pretty sure, I think maybe that's the Manning family.
Oh, don't know.
So let's go ahead and just, right here, Wyatt Pemberton. We talked about him earlier today.
We could talk about him all day, but that's not fair to the other kids.
He's growing like a.
But he's growing like
he's tall. His kid's gonna be tall. Got great hands.
And we know for a fact last year in the South Pittsburgh game, Wyatt Pemberton just goes out there in the end zone and just snags the ball to put us back within a touchdown or two.
Right.
At the end of that game, and grabbed it like it just wasn't nothing. Just
Right, the kid's got some hands. He's a big, tall kid. I think he's going to be a good receiver for us this year.
Mine even he might, and I'm gonna go out on a limb. This bold prediction: next year, his senior year, Wyatt Pemberton will be the MVP.
Mike can predict. I'm not sure I remember that, but we could write it down somewhere. 2020 MVP Wyatt Pemberton. I'm gonna go ahead
and give him credit for the 2020 season that Wyatt Pemberton's the MVP.
Right. I think we missed somebody.
This year, the Vegas odds favorite to win the MVP at 2-1 odds is Skyshin Washer. He's the favorite coming into the season to win the MVP.
You give him the Vegas odds, don't them?
Yeah, and the long shot to win it is Matthew Albritton coming in at 38-1.
you got a spread on this, huh?
Yeah, but Skyshin Washer.
What's the over under on the Watertown game this year, Paul?
62.5.
62.5.
Yep.
I'm gonna take the under.
All right.
How much? $5.
Bets.
A chicken biscuit.
We ain't taking bets.
Okay.
But anyway,
Cameron Boudreaux. I wonder if that's Jack's Boudreaux, number 24. He wore it.
Yeah, that's probably Jack's Boudreaux.
Hey, the kid reminds me of a little version of Ryan Hall, just quick and shifty. Pretty heady kid. He's going to be a junior this year wearing number 24 again. I believe he was 20. He was 24 last year, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's a wide receiver, defensive back. I expect big things out of kids like that can just come in and play it and know what's going on.
Yeah.
He's been up there a while. And
sighted kid right here. Got the this is Cletus. Is this Cletus's boy or is it?
Yes.
This is
we're talking about Grant.
This is Cletus T. Underwood's.
Let's go ahead and just call the kid by his rightful name, Grant Underwood. He's gonna be wearing number 26. I'm just saying,
he's Cletus's boy.
I don't even know a Cletus.
Cletus T. Underwood.
Cletus Underwood.
Cletus T. we just gonna go ahead and give him the nickname Cletus T. Underwood.
Anyway, we're talking about Grant Underwood.
But Grant Underwood is a running back, a linebacker. We seen this kid in a practice or a practice scrimmage last year.
He's a solid kid.
Literally wear himself out, and he reminded me a lot of the Ultimate Warrior. He in a short period of time he'd blow himself up, and then he'd have to go take a rest because he done blowed himself up.
Well, if you go all out every play, that stuff happens. He's gonna be running back and linebacker.
I think if he don't warrior out and blow himself up in a quarter, I think we can get 2 good quarters out of him anyway.
Yeah.
But it's really hard. It's really hard. A lot of people don't understand this, but it's really hard to stay on the field for 4 straight quarters without getting wore completely out and be able to have the stamina to go on in the 4th quarter. But that's hard for anybody. And
especially us fat boys. We couldn't do it.
And we talked about this before. You said it's a lot more physically demanding on you to play defense than it is offense anyway.
Right, it is physically demanding to play defense.
But if we get 2 good quarters out of him and he don't blow himself up, we'll be good.
Well, here's another one right here, John Carter. Reckon who that is?
Oh, that's Lucas Carter. Lucas Carter.
We know his first name now. We can heckle him.
John Carter. John Lucas Carter. And we know that guy.
Number 44.
We know that guy's athletic and maybe one of the most physical linemen we got on that team.
That kid is stout as a bull. Do you know his daddy, Philip? His mama was I believe Rachel.
They got him listed as a running back. I feel sorry for the other teams if he's coming out. Hey. Don't you?
That big 44 would be a load to bring down, I'll tell you.
I think I'd call him more a fullback, but maybe that's what he's going to play. Maybe they just got to put the F.
Well, I've said it for years. Somebody's going to bring a fullback and line up in I formation one day, and nobody's going to know how to stop it.
They ain't going to stop that Carter kid. We put him back there in the fullback spot. He's literally going to run his way through like he's going to be the Fridge of our team. Boom. You know the greatest fullback I remember, Big John Lynch, who played for the Broncos. Well, this guy's gonna be like John Lynch. We're gonna line him up in the fullback position. I don't even think we even need to have that kid at running back. We just need to put him at fullback and just power over people and just run over the whole daggum line.
I thought John Lynch was a safety.
I thought he played some fullback too.
He might have.
But he's the John Lynch of our team.
I'm pretty sure he was strong safety.
Carter, y'all think about this though.
You'll hear that.
Put him in as a fullback.
You'll be hearing that name a lot. I promise you. This season is, and
it's going to be a John Carter breakout season.
Let's go down here and find the next 11. Let's see right here, Damian Franklin.
The legendary Dustin Prophet's son.
That's his stepson, right?
Stepson.
Right. That's Greg Franklin. You know Greg Franklin. You don't know Greg Franklin.
I don't know much nobody, but you.
Benjamin Franklin's the only Franklin you like, ain't it?
Yeah.
You like the Benjamins?
Yeah, I love the Benjamins.
You just don't like to spend them. You don't like to spend them. You like to.
No, I like to earn them.
And gamble them.
No, I ain't even done much of that lately. I've been protecting.
You better not. You better not.
I've been protecting them Benjamins.
Damien, I bet he descends from Benjamin.
Yeah.
But Damien's had the hit of the year. Like he hit a kid at Pickett County one time. That kid didn't know where he was at, and he was just he might have been a freshman that year, or a sophomore. I don't think it was last. I think it was the year before last.
Freshman.
But the kid, the kid is solid as a rock. He's solid as a rock.
If we can get him to get mean during the season, he's going to be an unstoppable force.
He's got a little bit of a crazy streak in him. I've seen him do wheelies on a three-wheeler.
Well, he needs to bring the crazy out.
Just to ride a three-wheeler, you got to be crazy.
Bring the crazy side out of it,
right.
and that's all it's going to take, ain't it?
Right.
We got any more left?
That's it for them. We're going to go back.
We've only got 6 seniors.
Right. Well, let's go back through the seniors here. We've got number 76, Cash. Joseph Cash. That's going to be Joey Cash's boy.
Joseph Cash is a big kid.
He is a big kid.
I had a chance to meet him, and he's a big kid.
Right.
And he's going to play an old lineman, no doubt.
Offensive line, defensive line.
And that's not going to surprise me because he's big enough to just move right through people. And I'm actually excited.
He's a good kid, too.
I'm actually excited about our senior O-line we got coming up because we got some big kids that are just mow down people.
He came over and helped me load a basketball goal that was full of concrete in the bottom of it. Well, he picked it up like it wasn't nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
we used the engine hoist, but yeah, he picked it right up.
Literally though, our O-line's probably meatier and stronger than it's been in a long time, and we ought not have no trouble just moving people out.
Right, we got some. A skilled front line, and where those guys go, the rest of the team will follow. I promise. That's just the way it works.
Would you put several seniors on the O line and maybe put Dalton Dillard on spot too, just for his size and height?
You know, I'm not a coach, but I would utilize.
Would you think about putting maybe a Dalton Dillard over there just for his size?
Right, we're gonna go through here and talk about some of these offensive linemen because we have in the senior department Jason Salisbury. Athletic, big kid.
They won't be a meaner kid anywhere.
Right. And he's got a little bit of that crazy because I've seen him on a little Kawasaki crotch rocket before, and hey, craziness.
Yeah, I seen him out there on the football field at the Carthage game last year, and he had the guts to tell me, Paul Martin, shut up, and I listened. When he told me shut up, I listened because with Jason Salisbury, any kind of guy with that kind of intensity, I'm gonna shut up when he tells me to shut up. So I like the intensity of Jason Salisbury.
I'm gonna have to try that one day. I'm gonna Paul just shut up.
Maybe you need to bring Jason Salisbury on the show to quiet me down.
This kid here, I expect big things out of him. A lot of these seniors.
Salisbury is the kind of guy that can be our offensive leader if he wants to be because he literally shut me up and very few people's done that.
Yeah, that is true. Very few people have ever shut Paul Martin up.
So if he tells these other kids they better shut their mouth, then they dang well better, or he's going to turn some of that Kawasaki crazy on them.
Leadership, that's a good skill to have.
I think Jason Salisbury could be that offensive leader because he's got that potential.
Right.
And I expect him to take it over.
To be a big guy, that kid can move.
Salisbury.
He's quick on his feet, right?
Yeah.
Here's another one
Tristan
that
Cortell.
we've heard this name for 4 years now. This has been the fourth year.
And they
well, really ever since junior high.
It's even been mispronounced several times and called Cortell, but it's actually Cortell.
Cortell, yeah. This kid's just a beast of a nose tackle. I mean, defensive line. He's a go getter. And I think he started defensively since he was a freshman.
Yeah, and he will literally go out there and give you everything he's got and practically die on the field if he has to.
Right, he's had some pretty sweet haircuts too over there. Long wavy hair, I like that.
We got to find out what kind of shampoo he's wearing.
What kind of product he uses?
Yeah, what's his product on his hair?
He might use his mom's. That's what I use. I use this old crazy stuff on top of my head, like just that cheap Garnier Fructis stuff or whatever.
I wonder if he wears the coconut shampoo.
On my beard here, I steal my wife's good shampoo. It looks kind of purple and silky.
You mean you put special shampoo in your beard too?
Yeah, it makes it a little bit softer and keeps it from itching.
I didn't know that. I'll have to start trying that.
You just steal your mom's steal your mom's good shampoo though. Make sure it's the good stuff.
But
I don't tell my wife, so don't repeat that. She don't watch the show, I don't think. She says I embarrass her.
But anyway,
there's no way.
We got to find out this kid's shampoo secrets.
All right, well, we're moving on here. Leighton Cripps, another senior, gonna have good leadership qualities.
And this kid literally against Trousdale County picked up the ball and went all the way to the house with it.
He took it to the house.
I'm proud of Leighton, and I'm proud to call him a friend.
He's an athletic kid. He's a ball player.
The fact that he scooped and scored versus Trousdale says a lot for a lineman.
Right. He's already added to the Cripps legacy, football legacy. I mean,
and we done talked about
his brother's going to have some big shoes to fill.
Talked about the freshman earlier,
right?
But now this is the senior, and he's literally wearing Bobby Cripps' his number, so he's got really big shoes to fill. And he's going to do all right with that because he's the kind of guy that could be one of our senior leaders, like Salisbury. But I hear though Cripps is kind of like a quiet kid, and most of your leaders are rah guys that just holler and scream and
not necessarily
make a statement out there.
Not necessarily. Some lead by example and not by
mouth.
Right. There's different kinds of leaders.
You got to get the difference.
You go get it done, and somebody sees it, and they'll follow you. But you can't. Cripps is another one. He's been starting. You expect big things out of the whole senior class.
I don't think I know this kid.
Kobe Adams.
I don't think I know him.
I think he came back out for football this year.
So he's a guy that was.
He's going to be a new guy, but he's been a good. I think this kid can play football. And will be a good asset.
I know a lot about that guy, though.
He'll be a good asset to the senior class, I promise. I know Kobe. He played when he was in youth football and up through junior high, I believe. I can't remember if he came out and played when he was a freshman or not. But that name is he's going to be an asset to that senior class.
The light or something starting to play a trick with my eye on the left side, start getting a little blurry. So the light's starting to cause my left eye to get a little blurry.
That's diabetes.
So I'm not seeing too good.
Well, here's one.
That is my hero.
Your hero's son.
My hero's son.
Hunter Clemens. I wonder where he got that name, Hunter.
Because he's a hunter.
A deer hunter.
He's a deer hunter.
I hope he's a head hunter this fall.
Yeah.
I really do. He'll hunt the head of a deer and hunt the head of somebody on the field. I mean,
Hunter on the O-line, we expect you.
Last year he was mowing people over.
We expect
He's
you
a
to
big
go out
kid.
there and plow the field and go out there and knock people over and make your daddy and make your hero Paul Martin proud.
Well, I told you the other night.
And as a defensive guy, you also got to be making a statement and plowing up the middle.
Hunter's another one of them leaders. I mean, he's got some good leadership qualities. Those younger kids are going to follow his example. I can promise you. He stopped out here at the house just the other day, and he got out of the truck, and I was just, I'm having to look up at this kid, and I'm like, golly, this kid's really grown just since last year. And I accused him of stopping at everybody that puts we're having a get together on 4th of July or Memorial Day. I accused him of just going to everybody's barbecue and pigging out because that kid's really grown. He just went door to door wherever they were eating, and you ain't never done that, have you?
Every once in a while. I tell you what, though, he also went to the Tennessee Tech football camp.
Right, he's went to a couple camps and
Hunter and Leighton, which we talked about earlier, and the guy that's coming up next on the list. The three of those, and I think there might have been one more on the list. went to the football camp. But the guy that we're going to talk about next was also at that camp.
Well, Hunter's going to be wearing 54 again. I'm sure you'll see that number and hear that name a lot this season.
And since I said the guy we're going to talk about next was also at that camp, well, let's get to talking about that guy.
We'll go down a number to 53, Justin Hancock, a senior. Another
this guy right
big
here,
kid.
This guy right here, I literally challenged this kid last year, and I'm still challenging this kid this year. Hancock, you need to be Hancock, and you need to blow up. You need to get mad. You need to get intense, and you need to be the MVP leader and the MVP Defensive Player of the Year for this team because you're capable of it. You've got good size. You've got good speed. And you just need to be Hancock and just blow up and hurt somebody.
If he plays like Justin Hancock can play,
he will be the defensive MVP.
Every down. You can't take a play off. You got to play it every down.
Justin Hancock.
Go out
there and take this whole season over.
He'll be a name at the end of the year in the Tennessee and is making All-State, and so will Hunter Clemens. I mean, we got several of those kids, the linemen. I think we have an All-State line.
The one game last year that the kid blowed up and did what he's capable of was down Joe Burns after I literally gave the whole team heat and said, "Let's go be sharks, come on!"
Right, you even got Russell Bennett kicked out of that game. You had Russell Bennett fired up, Paul. I don't know what y'all say, what you were saying down there, but
down there at Joe Burns, the whole team was fired up. You ain't seen nobody hit that hard in a while. You seen Russell Bennett that mad. And,
you had Coach Bennett.
We went plumb crazy down there.
Coach Bennett had to go watch from the bus. You had him so fired up.
And all I really said is these referees are getting on my daggum nerves. And then he said, "Mine too. I'm gonna go tell them about it." He went crazy. So we had a lot of craziness down there at Joe Burns, and unfortunately we got to go back down there again this year. So we may see some more people thrown out, and I may have to watch the game out from your van.
All right,
but anyway,
moving along to
some big things.
This is the kid I was telling you about, Eric Davis, number 50. He's the one that come out about 3-4 games into the season last year, and Clemens has spoken highly of him.
Yeah, they said Eric Davis is beast mode.
He is beast mode, and he's going to. I honestly, I seen him playing some of them scrimmages, and
he'll hit you hard.
He will be an asset to this football team, just like the rest of our senior class will be. And this kid is going to be a ball player. So, I think you're going to see number 50 a lot, and you're going to hear that name a lot.
And you're going to be calling that name on the radio a lot.
Right.
Eric Davis.
And that kid he works pretty hard, too. At least I know last season he was a good hard worker.
You done overlooked Jalen Brown. We got to go back down.
I got to go back down to Can't Turn Around Brown. Where's he at? 31 right here.
Jalen Brown.
Jalen Brown's probably got.
I call him the Timberlaw Speed Kid. Because I was at Timberloft one night about a year or so ago. He was down there working, and we had placed our order in, and Jalen Brown was just speeding it out there like he was on roller skates on feet.
4.6 40.
He was probably running 100 mile an hour on his regular tennis shoes. So
yeah.
So this kid
he's a go getter whether he's at work or on the football field.
Yeah, this kid right here will deliver the football down the field like he does the meals at the Timberloft.
I really like Jalen Brown.
He's gonna pick up some high dollar yards.
I really like Jalen Brown at running back. He's a downhill runner. I had this saying about Jalen Brown last year. He was running like it was like a jet sweep toward us. It was a sweep, and nobody around him. He done smoked them all, and he almost didn't get turned. He likes to run straight, and he almost didn't get turned to get to the pylon. You know, he could have cut it up at any time. You're not going to see him making a lot of shifty cuts. Like he's going to run straight.
He's not going to take your Austin Schaefer cuts and start juking and jiving.
Jalen Brown has got some big shoes to fill with. I mean, he's replacing a running back that's got the school record now.
Yeah.
And, you know, not to...
And this is going to be the only year he's going to be the guys. So we just hope to have, for a 1-year contract, we just hope to have about a 1,200-yard season out of him.
Right. You predicted... We talked about this, too, in the car.
I predicted 1,200 yards for the kid.
Based on two things. The kid runs hard. He runs downhill. he is going to be following a big line.
He could easily get 1,200 with the line we got.
With the line we got, we could probably put anybody back there in the backfield to get about 700, 800 yards. But with Jalen Brown, you're expecting 1,200. That's what we had talked about.
Yeah, through the first 10 games.
Because I think you're going to see him.
1,200 yards.
He's going to be the kind of running back that's going to get to that second level quick. And if he can make one guy miss, you could see some long runs out of him.
I'm saying 10 games.
Just getting to the second level. Just getting to the second level is going to put him at an 800-yard year. That's at least. And everything he gets after that is what's going to be equal up to your 1,200.
Yeah.
But I expect Jalen Brown to be. You're going to hear his name a lot. All right, let's see where we at here. We got one more. Charles Washer.
Charles Washer.
We're going to call him Charles now. He's wore number 22 for the last 3 seasons.
But now he's the new number 6.
It looks like he's switched to number 6.
Because he don't want to be a running back anymore. He wants to move to wide receiver, so he's going to take a wide receiver number and be number 6.
Right.
And he's also Vegas odds pick at 2-1 to be the MVP of the 2019 season for the Lawrenceville Tigers.
Right.
The odds-on favorite.
We're going to go back here in just a minute. I want to touch on a few things that we started doing and we kind of missed out on it. But number 6, Charles Washer, Skyshin Washer.
Yeah.
This kid is going to be the playmaker. I think you're going to have to get him the football in open field. And it's going to open up so much of our offense if you can do that.
Comes another prediction.
Because they have to respect the speed of that kid.
First time since about 2006, 2008, whenever it was, we are going to take a kickoff to the house.
He's done predicted it.
He's going to take one back.
And I have told Paul Martin, if anybody is crazy enough to kick the ball to Skyshin Washer, they're a fool. They deserve to have a kick returned on them.
Yes, they do. And he just missed it last year. He was one cut away from taking it to the house.
Right.
But Skyshin, that's my goal for you for the whole season.
I hope we see it.
Everything you do is going to be confidential, but when you take that kick back to the house, I'm going to get me some popcorn because I'm ready for the show. Ready for that.
Oh, Lord.
But I'm going to make sure I'm out there when you take that kick to the house.
Right. Well, we expect big things out of him. We really do. I do, personally.
I get the ball to him on some bubble screens. I ain't going to lie. Get the ball to him on some bubble screens and let him run and get him some jet sweeps and might even throw a pass.
I think he is going to be the key to opening up your entire offense, and that's my opinion. Now let's go back through these seniors here. Number 6. Any legends that wore number 6 that played with you? We didn't have a number 6. Do you remember any legends? A couple years ago we had a number 6. I can't remember. Is that number? You just typically not a number that's been worn at Gornsville.
I don't remember any.
Let's see. Let's go back through the seniors. And I really won't say this for a couple of reasons. We got Eric Davis, number 50. Josh Angel wore number 50 when I played. He played center. And he was a warrior. He was a fighter.
Who's going to be our center this year? I didn't see center on the list.
I don't think they have it listed. It just says offensive lineman and defensive lineman.
Oh, then we don't know yet who will be the center?
We could probably find out. But it's midnight, and this show's going on for quite a while.
Yeah.
But it's going to be on YouTube for everybody to go back and watch.
And then they can give us the insight on who the center might be.
Right, but number 50, legendary number. Big shoes to fill. Josh Angel. Hey, Josh Angel actually told the referee one time at overtime in Trouser County. I've told you this story, have I? I've told it to you, right? Yeah. It was a great story. The stuff of legends. We're in overtime. It's a coin toss. We won the coin toss. And they asked Josh Angel, or I think we had to pick the end zone. They got to pick.
I thought was he the one that said, "Give us the ball. We're going to score right down."
They asked which end zone we wanted to play in. You know, he said, "We're going to stick this SOB in right down there."
He looked at the referee and said, "We're sticking that daggum thing right down there."
And guess what? We did in one play.
What'd y'all run? The fullback with the Joe Clemens? How did they do it?
You know, I'm 40-year-old. My memory's starting to go.
I figured that since you know the story, you remember the
I just remember it's on the first play. We stuck it in.
After he said, we're going to stick it right down yonder.
It took Trails to 4, and they got their extra point and beat us, but that was a heck of a ball game. That was just,
but y'all did
Josh Angel
what Angel said.
Josh Angel,
stick it right down yonder.
Right, Josh Angel was a warrior. And he was one of them guys I looked up to as
Took
a
them 4
junior.
plays to score, and y'all did it in 1.
Right.
How many yards was the overtime cover? 25 yards?
No, I think it's just 10 high school.
But 10 yards, y'all went right straight in there.
One play. All right, well, we talk about Justin Hancock, legendary number, 53. You know who wore number 53? Your hero.
Who?
Brad Sykes.
Brad Sykes.
Brad Sykes wore number 53. The stuff of legends.
I thought he wore 47.
He might have his senior year. Brad Sykes will always be known to me as 53.
And Brad Sykes is the Gornsville guru, the Gornsville legend, the Gornsville everything in his blood. Gornsville, his blood's literally bleeding blue.
Right. He's a super fan like you, Paul.
Right.
There's a category of super fans. There's fans, super fans. You're a super fan, and Brad Sykes is a super fan.
And that's about it.
I'm probably one of them in the middle between fan and super fan.
Yeah.
But I
But
don't
me
know.
and Brad's in a category of our own.
I don't have y'all's intensity. I really love Gornsville football. I love it. But
that's the part you're going to have to pick up on the radio. That intensity.
Well, I don't know about all that.
All that.
I'm probably not going to holler bang too much. I'll leave that to Pat. But anyway, Hunter Clemens, number 54. You know any legendary 54s?
Yeah, Steven Jackson.
Steven Jackson. He's a coach down in Oakland.
That says it all. Steven Jackson, coach at Oakland, done won a championship or 2.
Another number 54. We've seen a lot of him on the 88 highlight film. Or those films was Doug Dillard.
Yeah.
Heck of a ball player. Doug Dillard was a heck of a ball player. Coach Dillard's brother. We don't have a number 40, do we? No. I think that's what Coach D wore. Was number 40.
Yeah.
We talk about number 51, some legends. Your hero, Mark Sampson, that you got to take your picture with last year after the Carthage game. Sampson's another one that's a warrior. He wants to win, and he's a competitor. And for that, I know you and Sampson got to get this whole Smith County Gornsville thing fired up. You call him a traitor.
Yeah.
And of course, Brad calls him a traitor.
Yeah.
I'll just go out on a limb and call him a traitor because we want to get this rivalry started.
Last year,
I mean, we're 3-4 weeks away from the Carthage game.
Last year, literally, Sampson fired the cannon off. Got our whole team fired up, and he literally won the rival for us just by running his mouth.
He got Carthage's butt kicked last year, didn't he?
Yeah, so I don't think he wants to pull that stunt again this year.
But to be fair, Sampson's kid goes to Carthage.
Yeah.
You know, he's got kids at Carthage. My dad went to Carthage. My dad went to DeKalb County, but I'd be dang if I don't want to beat them. You know what I mean? I don't want to lose to them.
Right.
My dad went to Carthage and DeKalb.
But anyway, last year he got to talking, said there wasn't no way in the world the Big Blue could come out on top, and we got it all kind of screen printed and everything, and got the word out to the players, and they got mad over the fire shots cannon, and from the time that ball game started to the time it ended, it was Gornsville whooping their ass.
Right. Maybe we don't need to say ass on the radio.
Sorry,
it's all right.
It's just one time. It ain't gonna hurt nothing.
All right. I'm not sure the FCC is listening right now. But number 51, you know who else wore that legendary number?
Who?
You have to ask.
I don't know these people and these old numbers.
Your hero. Your favorite teacher.
Oh, Coach Clemens?
Coach Clemens was number 51.
Well, I've not watched as much film as you have through the years and seen all these numbers.
Paul, I've been going to these games. I just have to explain something now. All my cousins played for Gordonsville. Right? I had Bobo, Jimmy Woodard. You ever met him? Dustin's older brother. Shannon Woodard, who wore number 35, and that's why I switched my number to 35. I might not have told you that. I wore number 88 up until I was a senior, and then I, just to kind of honor him, I wanted to wear number 35, so I did. And Shannon Woodard, he played in the late 80s, early 90s. I think he graduated about 92. Darryl, of course, he was number 22. Sammy Malone, You ever met my cousin Sammy? That's another one of Dustin's half brothers.
What number is he?
He wore number 28 and number 30. He had two different numbers. But yeah, the one of the best legendary numbers that I see on here must be retired, and that's the double nickel. But I grew up watching all these. Like when you hear me talk about Frankie
Why
Rollins,
would they retire to 55? Who wore it to get it retired?
Albert Lee Rollins, Ebb.
They literally retired 55 for Lee Rollins, and he was that good.
I think it's going to be hanging at Turney Ford Field this fall. I'm not sure. We'll have to check on this. I think they're going to officially retire it.
Well, if they ain't got a 66, then they made them
They
retire my
won
number
it.
too.
No, I think they retired it just so nobody else trips through the sign.
They retired it evidently because I ain't seen nobody wear it since.
Nobody wants it.
Because
you wore
they're
it.
afraid of that.
It might be bad luck because you wore it.
They're afraid. Well, it's legendary numbers, so it either needs to be retired or somebody needs to wear it and fall through another sign.
Yeah.
But
Lee Rollins, I don't see a 55 on here. See some of these 68. Kyle Sykes was 68 when I played. Of course, he was an underclassman, and his brother was 67. It was 67, 68. The Sykes family.
Plus, Chris Rickles was also 67.
Brad should have wore 69 or 66 even.
Wow.
Because then it would have been all three Sykes, 66, 67, 68. Or they could have been 67, 68, 69.
Yeah, but 67 was also Chris Rickles, so that's big shoes right there for Cortell.
Yeah. 76 with Cash, I don't know any 76. I don't remember 76.
Either my daddy was either a 76 or a 79 one. I can't remember which. But
your dad looks like a 79.
But my dad might have been a 76.
Well, you'll have to find out.
He was either that or 79 one. And how high do these numbers go to? Just 78?
Well, I think it goes to 99, but that's all we got is up to 78.
Okay.
But yeah, just looking at those numbers, the legends that walk before you,
Yeah.
they always look down from the crowd and try to see who's wearing their old number.
But I don't have to worry about that because
nobody's going to wear your old number.
Because nobody's going to wear mine. It's retired.
Right. Well, Paul, we've covered the whole roster here that we know of. If we missed anybody, we apologize.
Right.
And we'll try to make mention of them,
as the season goes along.
Right, as we learn. We don't know a lot of these kids, especially the younger ones.
Study up on these guys and see what they bring to the table, and maybe get to interview them.
Well, just like I said,
personality.
If they're wearing blue and white and they're out there on that practice field and the game field, right, and I've got a lot of respect for them. We've probably got kids walking the hall that are athletic as can be and just refuse to play football because it gets hot during the summer. But that's what weeds the weaker-minded ones out sometimes.
Right.
Of course, you do have those kids that are athletic that really love to say just they want to focus on one sport. And, that stuff happens. And I can respect that.
Yeah.
But you only get one opportunity in life. If you're walking the hall and you listen to this show, and I doubt you do, but if you do, you only get one opportunity in life to play high school football. And I promise, you'll be talking about your high school football glory days and never make mention of your high school baseball glory days or your basketball glory days.
Yeah, literally. Reno Bunn over here told me one time. He said, "What's your biggest regret in high school?" And I said, "Quitting football my senior year."
Right.
And that was my biggest regret of everything.
All because
my senior year, just because of a homecoming and didn't have a little girl to escort.
Right.
And, but now I've got to literally for the rest of my life wonder what could have been.
And wouldn't try out for basketball because it was raining.
And I didn't want to go in there
with muddy cleats. Right. So, if you're walking up and down the hall, you would, and you come out for football, I promise you'd love it.
Absolutely. And we got some of that baseball team that's not out there on the football field that could be.
Right. Well, I think a lot of times the more you sweat beside somebody and the more you beat on them in practice, the closer bond you have.
Yeah.
So.
that wasn't really the case for me in football though, because I still, for the most part, sat at lunch by myself or went in the coach's office.
Well, that was your fault.
Still was somewhat a loner because I didn't really have the friends, and I was still stuck by myself in practice.
I don't want to hear it. You got more friends. Am I going to have to call Brandon Cherry to do a Paul Martin impersonation?
Well, I mean, he can if he wants to, but that's about the only people. That's about the only people I sat with at lunch was Josh James and Brandon Cherry, and the rest of the people. Just
well, that's all you need is a couple friends.
They just kind of avoided me, and even the football team kind of avoided me back in them days. And,
Paul, you let the cat in.
The only friend I had on the whole football team, I ain't gonna lie, that
you
was
just
my
named
close friend was Jeff Crowley.
Well, Jeff Crowley's a good kid.
He is.
But you named a lot of kids. You named a lot of people that you looked up to or obviously liked really well. Huggies.
Yeah. I mean, I did literally go swim. I went swimming with Trey Tidwell and Brandon Payne.
I didn't think you could swim.
I went up there and like to drown it. I can't swim, but they had to save me. I was just pretty much wading the water. But
oh, me, Paul. Well, we're rolling on about 2.5 hours in, 2 hours in.
Yeah, and we're starting to get tired. So
I'm not really tired. I'll be up all night. I'm a night owl.
I'm starting to get tired. I'm laying back in my chair and just kind of getting boring, I'm sure. So.
Well, we covered everybody that is on this schedule, and if we're gonna blame Brad Sykes if they're not.
We've done covered the roster, and we've been going on for a while now. Probably bored y'all half to death. So we're going to thank you for listening. We'll come back for another episode after the scrimmage.
Right. We'll let you know next week.
Bring you popcorn. Won't be a show.
Don't bring it to scrimmage because they're gonna have fish.
We'll bring you barbecue.
Or barbecue, yeah.
Or bring yourself and test drive that Ford around.
Me and Martin have been talking about this. Me and Mighty. He's gonna go up there and test drive that Ford truck. And he don't even have a driver's license. We're going to go live from his new smartphone. Paul Martin test driving a new Ford. We're going to see if we can make this happen. I'm going to give him my license because we look a little bit alike. We weigh about the same. And we're going to see if we can sneak him in that truck to do a burnout. But anyway, we'll see you next week.